At 2:47 a.m., somewhere over northwestern Iran, 4 aircraft worth over $2 billion each are about to attempt something that has never been done at this scale. No one on the ground knows they're there. That is the only advantage they have, and in 60 seconds it won't be enough. The 4 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, call signs Pro 41 through 44, have been airborne for over 14 hours. They are the most expensive, most sophisticated strike platforms ever built, and right now they are threading through Iranian airspace at 42,000 feet, invisible to every radar in the country. Their mission? Destroy Iran's ballistic missile arsenal. Not the launchers, not the support vehicles, the missiles themselves, hardened inside reinforced cave complexes buried deep in mountain rock, engineered specifically to survive everything short of a direct nuclear strike. The Iranians spent years building these facilities. They are not stupid. They understand American air power. They planned for it. These caves have 8 reinforced entrances, 6 vertical launch shafts that allow missiles to fire straight upward without ever opening a door, and walls thick enough to absorb conventional strikes without flinching. But what the Iranian engineers didn't plan for was the GBU-31 Joint Direct Attack munition, 2,000 pounds of hardened steel, GPS-guided to within a meter, traveling at terminal velocity when it hits. When 4 of those land on the same entrance point, the rock doesn't crack, the mountain folds. But first, the B-2s have to survive long enough to drop them. 11 minutes to release. Pro 41 and 44. Northwest approach. Target, Tabriz, north. The 2 bombers are 90 miles southeast of the complex when their tactical displays light up with a problem. Viper 1, 2 contacts bearing 045, climbing through Angels 20. Looks like fulcrums. 2 MiG-29s, scrambled out of Tabriz Air Base, barely 15 miles from the missile complex. The Iranians don't know exactly where the B-2s are, but they know something is wrong, and a MiG-29 doesn't need to know where you are to find you. Here's the problem the B-2 crews are now living inside. The Spirit is invisible to radar. Its curved surfaces, radar-absorbent coating, and internal weapons bays keep its radar cross-section at roughly the size of a marble. Iranian ground radar searching for a B-2 is looking for a specific grain of sand on a beach at 3 a.m. But a MiG-29 carries something radar has nothing to do with, the IRST, Infrared Search and Track System. It doesn't look for reflections, it looks for heat, and 4 General Electric F-118 engines pushing 150 tons of aircraft through thin air are not cold. If those MiGs close within 30 miles and point their sensors at the right patch of sky, the B-2s light up like a bonfire. The 2 F-22 Raptors, Viper 1 and 2, peel off and run toward the contacts. At 60 miles, Viper 1's APG-77 radar locks both MiGs simultaneously. The Iranian pilots see nothing. Their Russian-supplied Zuk-ME radars are searching empty sky. Then, deliberately, Viper 1 goes active. He wants them to know someone is coming. Radar warning receivers scream in both Iranian cockpits. The lead MiG does exactly what a trained pilot does, banks hard left, dives for the ridgeline, and disappears into terrain clutter. His wingman follows. They're not running, they're hunting, using valleys they've trained in for years to break radar lock, reposition, and probe the corridor from a different angle. Running MiGs are a solved problem. Fighting MiGs in open sky are a solved problem. MiGs using mountain terrain to play cat and mouse while the clock burns, that is the scenario nobody wanted. 9 minutes to release. Every time a MiG pops above the ridgeline, the Raptors have seconds to shoot before it vanishes behind granite again. Not enough time for an AMRAAM to close the distance. Viper 2 gets a clean thermal signature on the wingman, takes the shot. The Iranian pilot rolls inverted and dives into a canyon. The missile follows him in. 1 AMRAAM, 1 canyon wall, 0 MiGs destroyed. The math is brutal. 2 invisible fighters burning through their weapons inventory against 2 pilots using 10,000-foot mountains as cover. 6 minutes left. The B-2 mission commanders keep working the bomb run. They cannot stop. They cannot look up. They can only trust that the geometry holds long enough for them to hit the release point. At 2 minutes out, the call comes. MiGs are below and behind. Current geometry puts them outside 30 miles. IRST detection through terrain against a target at 42,000 feet, unlikely. Unlikely. The word B-2 crews hate most. The mission commander clears the formation to proceed. Bomb bay doors open. 10 seconds of maximum exposure. The marble becomes a barn. Somewhere in the mountains below, 2 MiG-29 pilots are still hunting for a target that was never there. 16 GBU-31s fall into the Iranian night. The mountain seals itself shut. 600 miles south, Pro 42, 8 minutes to release. 2 simultaneous crises. After Israel dismantled Iran's C-300 batteries the previous year, Iranian engineers did something America's intelligence community quietly respected. They built a replacement under full sanctions using domestically sourced components, a mobile phased array radar system with a 150-kilometer engagement range, not as capable as what Russia sold them, capable enough. At 0311, it locks onto Pro-42. The EA-18G Growler escorting the formation catches the emission instantly. The ALQ-249 next-generation jammer floods the tracking frequency with enough radiated power to turn the Iranian display into noise. Simultaneously, an F-35 that has been passively cataloging that exact radar signature for 90 minutes passes coordinates to a second Growler orbiting 40 miles west. An AGM-88G comes off the pylon, integrated ramjet, Mach 4, climbing. 60 seconds, but the Iranian battery commander doesn't turn off his radar. Either he doesn't know the harm is inbound, or he's decided that a shot at a B-2 Spirit is worth dying for. Inside Pro-42, the mission commander is simultaneously reprogramming 16 GPS aim points because 2 Israeli F-35 Adirs just crossed the coordination line, chasing 4 Shab-3 missile transporters rolling out of a cave complex 18 miles east. The Israelis didn't ask permission. When you see missiles pointed at Tel Aviv leaving their cave in real time, you do not form a committee. 3 stealth aircraft converging on the same block of airspace, invisible to each other by design. The harm arrives. The AGM-88G has a memory like a grudge. Even after the Iranian operator finally kills his radar 3 seconds before impact, GPS and inertial navigation carry the warhead to the exact coordinates the antenna was radiating from. A year of engineering under sanctions becomes a debris field. The Israeli jets hit 2 of the Shab-3 transporters, break south and clear the corridor. Pro-42 drops all 16. The mountains seal themselves shut. 300 miles southeast, 322, Pro-43 is listening to a cave complex shoot at the Gulf. The AWACS controller's voice has no calm left in it. Kilo 7, Pro-43's assigned target near Gorgan, is not sitting quiet in the dark. It is actively firing ballistic missiles through vertical apertures, arcing them toward coalition installations across the Gulf. Patriot and THAAD batteries are running hot trying to intercept the salvos. Every minute Kilo 7 stays operational is another round in the air. The mission commander watches the AWACS feed and does something unusual. He watches the rhythm. Aperture 1 fires. He marks the time, studies the reload interval, plans around it. The cave was telling him exactly when to knock. He adjusts throttle, corrects heading by 2 degrees, reprograms the attack sequence. Apertures first, timed to the empty reload window, tunnel entrances last. Bomb bay doors open at 3:31. The first pair of GBU-31s hits Aperture 1 90 seconds after its last launch. Bay empty, reload still in transit. The blast crushes the automated loading mechanism, buckles the launch rail, collapses the chamber ceiling. Nothing fires from this bay again. 8 seconds later, the second pair takes Aperture 2. Same timing, same result. The remaining 12 weapons walk across the tunnel entrances in groups of 3. Eastern entrance, western entrance, 2 service tunnels. Each one folds. Gorgan goes silent. The AWACS controller who has been calling launches for an hour pauses, scans, waits. No more tracks on bearing 173. In the hours that follow, oil futures spike 14% before markets open in London. China's Eastern Theater Command quietly extends its alert posture in the Taiwan Strait. 3 Gulf states request emergency consultations with Washington. Israeli air defenses stand down from their highest readiness level in 2 years. And somewhere over the Arabian Sea, 4 B-2 Spirits are 13 hours from home. Their bomb bays empty, their stealth coatings intact, having just proven something that no amount of sanctions, no domestic radar program, and no mountain engineering can answer. The sky does not belong to whoever can see it. It belongs to whoever cannot be seen. The real question no one is asking yet: if this worked tonight, what happens the next time someone decides it won't?